Eye-opener, proof not evidence. Too many people use the mainstream media to support their arguments for supporting the Democrats or the Republicans or progressives or conservatives. While the narratives that mainstream media puts out there may be backed up by evidence, oftentimes it isn't. Some anonymous, unnamed, or unknown source is provided for the conclusions reached by anchors who are relying on field reporters who are in turn relying on the anonymous, unnamed, unknown sources. While I understand that sources may not wish to be exposed, any report based on such sources should be considered suspect at best. This suspicion should be doubly so when the reporter works for a corporately owned news station, as almost are these days. You see, after Bill Clinton signed his Communications Act into law, the number of competing news sources shrank from around 50 to 60 down to 5 of 6. This is why there are so many examples of news anchors reporting on political stories using the exact same narratives and talking points, word for word, especially when that story relates to some foreign conflict. America just can't stay away from foreign conflicts because Americans aren't safe unless America is intervening on behalf of some country. Few Americans could even point out on a map. The evidence is always presented in a manner intended to make you believe in the necessity for American intervention. Evidence is always presented so you believe we're saving those poor wretches in third world countries by dropping bombs on them. Just look at how evidence that Syria's now deposed leader, Assad, was gassing his own people. The reporter picked up a backpack, stuck her nose inside and said it smelled like something bad was inside. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but she basically stuck her nose in a backpack she was claiming contained residual poisonous gas. And this less than brilliant reporter lived to tell the tale. I see plenty of evidence, but little proof as to why America should have backed bin Laden's surviving buddies to overthrow Assad. Didn't they conduct operations on that fateful day in 2001? Back here at home, financial pundits will provide all kinds of evidence that the economy is good. The stock market is soaring. This and that investment that only the rich can afford is doing just great. Corporate profit is through the roof. Real estate continues to climb. Evidence abounds according to those wealthy financial analysts and rich contributors. Not once do they prove that the ever-increasing wealth of the rich translates to benefits for the rest of us. Never do they offer irrefutable proof that stagnant wages benefit those who must supplement their income with government welfare. It just feels like we might not want to accept all of the evidence they offer, because we might let them inject us with an unproven mRNA vaccine as they make us stay in our homes while they throw parties and rake in an even larger percentage of the income available in America. There are plenty of people reporting and complaining about our leaders and their failures. How many are offering or even pointing to any solutions? The book Solutions. Enough Complaining, Let's Fix America by Chris Osman does and can be found on Amazon or at www.mikesonsentertainment.com. To find out other ways you're being screwed by your current leaders, check out the posts on this blog daily. Learn about the biggest and worst issues that America and its people face today. You can also check into this blog daily to hear about those issues that America and its people will face in the near and distant future. If, however, you would like to discover possible solutions to either mitigate the worst impacts of these issues or solutions to avoid them altogether, keep listening. The problems we face are not as complicated as so many leaders and news reports claim. They are man-made and are only claimed as complicated so those who are responsible can maintain control. For example, there is a persistent argument that moving government is like turning a cruise ship around. It is supposedly a long process that can only be achieved incrementally. While this may be true for laws and policies that benefit the majority of Americans, it does not seem to be so for that smallest of American minorities. When one examines the policies and laws that benefit that minority, known as the elite or the rich, the speed at which those laws are passed is exponentially faster. While most of us sit on the deck chairs waiting for the Titanic to avoid the myriad of icebergs of which we seem to continually run afoul, the elite ride comfortably in speedboats. If, according to our Constitution, all men are created equal, why do the rich live quite different lives than the rest of us? Where is our speedboat? In 2018, Chris Osman wrote a book highlighting the problems humanity would face if more power, wealth, and control were funneled to a small group of individuals, groups, or organizations. In that book, Mr. Osman provided solutions, from himself and others, to the inevitable problems we would all face. In it, he also provided a means for the public to analyze, compare, and contrast the words and deeds of those we've chosen to follow against our real-world experiences. To this end, Mr. Osman provides the means for readers to disseminate information as provided by their news sources of choice, their elected officials, and any other authority they choose to follow. The book, titled Solutions, Enough Complaining, Let's Fix America, offers a means to hold leaders up, not just to a higher standard than is currently accepted, but to one that will improve lives. Trust what you see, not what they say. Click the link below and get your copy of Solutions today.